Do you suffer from hair loss, hair breakage, or hair thinning? Join me in this episode as we discuss the three and we also find out what are the remedies. So let's start by hair loss. What is hair loss? Hair loss, technically, it's referred to as alopecia, and this is the situation where you have massive hair coming out from your scalp. This is not breakage, it comes out from the scalp. So whenever you are discussing hair loss, you must discuss something called follicle. Follicle is the tube-like uh, thing where the hair grows from. So if it blocks, it means there will be no hair coming out to the scalp. And also, as you discuss hair loss, you must know something on DHT and genes. So let's see which are these types of hair losses we have. Let's start discussing the first one. We can discuss androgenetic alopecia. So androgenetic alopecia normally occurs in male, but sometimes in female it could occur. What happens whenever there is a DHT excess production of DHTs, they in a way they work and destroy the follicle. So once the follicle is destroyed, you can no longer have hair coming from inside the body to the scalp. DHT is common with men, but again, we have a few cases where women suffer from it. Do you have signs of DHT? Do you have signs of androgenic alopecia? Yes, androgenic alopecia signs could include patches. This could occur in front here or at the back, or sometimes you could find it on the sides, but it's commonly identified from the front hairline that recedes backwards, or you could see some patches. Just still on androgenic alopecia, what happens whenever this DHT is released, it interferes with the growth cycle. Our hair normally grows from anagen, catagen, telogen, and exogen. So whenever there are changes, it means this hair will be delayed at one stage, leading to hair losses. So my question is, do you think it's easier to reverse androgenetic alopecia? Yes, no, but it will take a while for you to reverse it, or you might not be able to reverse it because this is something that is gene-based. Another type of alopecia, we can call it alopecia areata. So for alopecia areata, again, sometimes the immune system suddenly attacks the follicles, causing the follicles to shrink. Once the follicles shrink, no hair will come out. Sometimes, again, it's easy and it's not easy to reverse androgenic alopecia and alopecia areata. So these two alopecias that I've discussed, areata and androgenic, may not be reversed as fast as the other two that I'm going to mention. So the third one we can look at, which is very common with ladies, is called postpartum alopecia. This normally you'll find you have hair losses, especially on the hairline at the temple level, this part. And this could be as a result of hormonal changes that happens during pregnancy and during breastfeeding. But again, these changes, hormonal changes, could also occur during menopause stages. So this one can easily be reversed by use of drugs that can balance your hormones, and you can also have ointments that can stimulate your follicle, and you'll have some hair growing. Then there are many, but I just picked on four. Then there's another one called traction alopecia. So traction alopecia, I normally refer to it as man-made. Why do I say it's man-made? So traction alopecia occurs mainly from the services we do in the salon. So if you have a lot of strain on your hairline because of braiding, you will find that the baby hairs will start falling off because they cannot accommodate or they cannot hold the weight of the braids. So in this case, I've referred it to man-made because this occurs because of our lifestyle and what we do in the salon time after time. So in summary, I can say it's easier to reverse postpartum, and it's also very easy to reverse fractional alopecia compared to the two. So the biggest question is, let's just again look at treatments and remedies. And the reason why I want to look at the treatments and remedies is because many people purport to be selling hair growth products. And sometimes they work, other times they don't work. So my advice to viewers is, before you buy some of these remedies, try and establish which kind of alopecia are you suffering from. If you are suffering from androgenetic alopecia or alopecia areata, they may do little. But yes, if you are suffering from traction alopecia or postpartum alopecia, these ointments and medications could easily reverse. For areata, remedies for areata and androgenic, it could be done, and one of the most preferred ways, it's when you have a transplant. Otherwise, the other remedies and medications could slow it down. So I'm not ruling out it's not treatable. It is, but areata and androgenetic will take a while, or the ointments will just slow it down. It's like you postponed. So the best solution for the two, it's having a transplant. But in some countries, I've found that there's use of something close to UV rays where it's able to stimulate. So hair loss is really determined by activities at your follicles. Keep your follicles clean, keep your follicles healthy, and you'll not have hair loss. So hair thinning on its own now, hair thinning, it's when now you find that your density is reducing. What happens? Your hair shaft reduces in diameter. So remember the other one, you lose it. But now this one, your shaft reduces in diameter. So there could be various reasons why this is happening. And one of the reasons could be, again, what you've inherited from your parents. It could be hormonal changes. It could be medical conditions. It could be lifestyle. So when I say lifestyle, I mean the things we do on a daily basis in the salon. For example, if you expose yourself to extremely harsh chemicals, from shampoos to relaxers, it means they are going to wear out your hair, and your hair is going to thin. Again, the other things that could happen if you are not eating a balanced diet. A balanced diet, I mean, you need to have foods rich in zinc, protein. Zinc is very important. You have proteins, you have ions, so that you can have a healthy hair. Another thing that we could do is by avoiding extreme hairstyles. Extreme hairstyles, I mean hairs that you really push. If you are going to insert a lot of tension on your hair is going to thin. And lastly, it's good to have these services done, but just ensure you are not overdoing it. Overdoing it, it means that if it's shampoos, as I mentioned in one of the episodes, you can do shampooing regularly, but you need to ensure you are using the right kind of shampoo that has no sulfates, parabens, and is not harsh to the hair. If you are doing a chemical service, then you need to ensure the person doing it is not overlapping to the previous relaxed hair, because it's going to weaken and is going to thin out. Same applies to color and so on. So thinning is something that can be managed. So let's look at the last one. Hair breakage. Hair breakage is a situation where now the hair will not break. Maybe I could use a dummy to illustrate. Hair breakage is a situation whereby the hair breaks along the strands. For example, the hair could break from here or from here and so on. Remember, hair loss, the hair disappears from the follicles. But hair breakage, you just have some strands coming out. So hair breakage is normally mainly caused by our activities. For example, if you go to a salon or you are trying to flat iron yourself at home, and the flat iron is extremely too hot, then you press it at one point for a long. When you move it, it leaves a demarcation marks. So this is where the hair is going to break from. So again, it's advisable to use the required temperature, and you need to move in a continuous motion as you flat iron your hair. But anytime you stop, where you stopped, if you look at the hair, there is a mark. So it means this shaft is going to break with time. Another thing that happens just still on hair breakage is the activities we do. Let's say the blow dryer. You need to know how to direct the airflow. If you direct the airflow direct across the strand, you are going to weaken this point here because you've directed the airflow direct. This point is going to weaken and your hair is going to start breaking from that point. So we normally say, anytime you are using a blow dryer, you need to ensure the airflow, you flow along the hair shaft so that you avoid hair breakage. So those two activities, including thirdly, including the combs you use, could also do it. Another cause of hair breakage could be chemical overprocessing. Just like in thinning, when you overprocess your hair is going to weaken, and this could be from dyes, could be from relaxers, and the hair is going to weaken, and you'll find that eventually the hair will start breaking from the ends, mid-strand, then finally to the base. Another cause of hair breakage is moisture. So you need moisture and you need water. So anytime you don't have moisture and you don't have water in your hair, it's going to affect the outer layer, which you refer to as the cuticles, and your hair is going to break. Then you also have nutrition. You need to have a balanced diet. A balanced diet means you need to have foods that are rich in protein, zinc, iron, and folic acid. These things will be able to strengthen your hair. We normally say hair is mainly composed of an element called keratin. Keratin is a protein material that forms the hair that has to be strengthened time after time. And I've always said, what you eat, it's what will determine the kind of hair, because always your hair will pick nutrients from this part and get it to the matrix and papilla where the hair is manufactured. So if you are eating poor diet, these blood vessels will not carry in any nutrients to your hair. So can we stop hair breakage? Yes, we can stop hair breakage. So there are things we can do to stop hair breakage. One of the things we can do to stop hair breakage is we increase moisture in the hair. We use protein treatments to strengthen the hair. We adjust our hair care routine. When I say we adjust our hair care routine, it means if you only go to the salon once in a month, where with your braids, you can do it twice a month. You adjust. Don't overstay in one style for a long time. Then you can have regular trims to your hair to minimize the hair breakage. Then you can improve your diet. So on treatments, you can still on Remedies, how to stop hair breakage. On treatments, you can ensure you alternate your moisture treatment to add in moisture, or you can bring in the treatments, the protein treatments. So the most important thing you need to know, when do I use a moisture treatment, how do I use it, and when do I use a protein treatment? Protein treatments are known to be slightly difficult to use, especially if you don't know how to apply them. In most cases, protein treatments require some heat for them to activate. So you'll find that most people avoid protein treatments because they kind of form a buildup on the hair. Protein treatments can be used together with a moisture treatment, or protein treatments can be used with hot oils so that to break down the proteins and you'll find your hair well moistured. So to conclude, I'll say, maybe we can just have a last conclusion in this. Do the things we buy from the shops activate our hair follicles? Can they help our hair to grow? The answer is yes and no. So the best way is get a professional advice from a trichologist who can now advise you what kind of alopecia are you suffering from and whether it can be treatable. There will be no point of you spending a lot of money because somebody else bought a product and it worked. Please get a professional advice before you invest in these supplements. Thank you.